Hi everybody, I'm Steve Saunders. Thanks for joining me for another edition of Around Town, where we connect you to events and organizations in the town of Wethersfield. Tonight we have a very important person in our studio because she's in charge of everything that has to do with summer and even parks and recreation for the town of Wethersfield. Kathy Bagley, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good tonight, Steve. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. It's always good to see you, especially after what felt like such a long winter, because when you're here, it usually means that summer's upon us, and we're going to be talking about summer things. Why don't we start out with talking about your role in town? You know, I know we talked about that last year, but what does the Director of Parks and Recreation do?
Well, I have a great job here in Wethersfield. At least I think I do. I get to help to manage the parks, so all the outdoor facilities in town, we look out for and make sure they're ready for people to use. And people use the parks all year round, so it's not just the summertime, but they're the busiest in the summer. We also have some facilities that Parks and Rec manages also, which would include the community center where your studio is located. Also, we have the Solomon Wells House, which we rent out to families and businesses in town, and they can have some type of party at that facility. And we also have, once you start talking about the outdoor facilities, you always have to talk about the summer pools.
Sure, absolutely. So what would you say, how do you come up with an itinerary or a schedule for the summer? I'm sure you have a lot of staff that maybe even pitch ideas, or you use the previous year to come up with what the town's going to do for the summer. How does that work?
Well, I have a great staff, and they're very creative. So they're always thinking up some new ideas or twists on current programs. So they want to always keep the programs fresh and exciting, both to the children in town, because we really do a lot with the kids over the summer, and also we'll still do activities for adults and senior citizens. So the staff will sit down and look at everything that we had going last year, what worked, what didn't, and then we'll evaluate it all and then move on and plan some new things. So it's nice with recreation because you can always do new and fun things.
Sure. Maybe we can talk about some of the newer things that we're going to see this summer. I know big part of the summer kids are out from school and parents need to figure out what to do with their kids. What are some of the things that kids can be involved in here in Wethersfield?
Well, we have a variety of activities for them. We do a lot of different summer camps for children from preschool all the way through the teens, so they can pick and choose what their interest might be. For instance, for the younger children, we have a dance and drama program if they're interested in any of those areas, and that's a Monday through Friday half-day program. And they get to take dance lessons and drama lessons. And at the end of the summer, they put on a dance show and a drama show, which is always
awesome.
fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So what would you say is if parents wanted to get their kids involved in something this summer, how would they do that?
It's really easy because all the Park and Rec Department programs are online. So they can actually go to the town's new website, which has been up probably for a couple months now, and you go right to the town's website and click on Parks and Rec, and click on the summer brochure.
Okay.
And that will give you a listing of all the programs.
Okay.
And you can see them and get a little description of each of them.
I've been on that new website, actually. It's really nice. I think the link is actually on the right side. You just click on Parks and Rec,
yes.
and you can download the summer schedule, which I have in front of me, which is, I think it's like 20 pages long, you know. But there's a lot of good stuff going on. Maybe we can walk through some of the events that are coming up, like the Memorial Day Parade,
sure.
And stuff after that.
Sure. We're starting off the summer with the Memorial Day Parade, which is Saturday, May 23rd, I believe.
I put a star next to it.
I know. I'm like
25th, actually.
25th.
Yeah.
Okay. And
coming up.
Yeah, it'll be here before we know it. And that's always a fun event because that's definitely a community parade to honor the veterans that have served and all the people that have served from Wethersfield. And we're looking forward to that. It kicks off at 9 o'clock that morning, so we get an early start to the day. And we have a lot of people that march, a lot of children and adults in town that are residents that march in the parade. and we always look forward to it every year. It's a lot of fun.
What's your role in the parade? Because I know I've covered that as an event and been on camera for that, and I've seen you running around doing all kinds of stuff. Is it more security? What do you do there?
Well, the parade has a whole committee of volunteers that actually set up the whole parade. And they work with a member of my staff, the assistant director, Sal Cuccia. And he works with them to plan the whole parade. So on the day of the parade, Sal will be working, and a lot of the Park and Rec staff will be working to do the logistical part of the parade, to actually see that it gets off on time and that everything runs smoothly. So, and there's a lot of different parts to that for the behind-the-scenes stuff. So you have to make sure that everybody you're expecting has come, and that everybody's ready to go when the call is made to take off for the parade. And then to just make sure the parade, you always want someone who knows the right route, because you don't want someone going off to the wrong direction.
Right.
And that hasn't happened, so we're happy about that. But then all the Park and Rec staff do the behind-the-scenes stuff, where they're setting up, getting everybody ready, making sure everything's set to go. And part of my role is to help in that and assist with that.
Okay, yeah. It's a great event. It's very popular here in town, absolutely. The Eleanor Buck Wolfe Day, I know that the Parks and Rec interacts with the Nature Center a lot. How is the Nature Center involved with Parks and Rec here in town? Is it, how does it work like that?
Oh, well, the Nature Center is actually one of the Parks and Recreation programs. So that's another building under our management. And the staff in the Nature Center all are part of the Park and Rec department. So our department does a lot of different things, and the Nature Center is one of them. And we're really fortunate to have our friends of the Nature Center who work very closely with us to support all the programs and activities. And they actually sponsor Eleanor Buck Wolfe Day in June.
Okay.
And they'll do a lot of activities outdoors if the weather cooperates.
Which is on the 8th, actually. It's
Yes.
a Saturday. Okay. The Connecticut Trails Day, that's something that I want to try to do this year with my wife, but maybe you can talk to me about that and how that works.
Well, that's part of Connecticut Trails Day is throughout the state. Many different organizations are sponsoring trail hikes and bike. You could bike or walk. And you could actually go, in our brochure, it talks about a website you could go to, Connecticut, sponsored by the Connecticut Forest and Park.
Okay.
And on both June 1st and 2nd, there are hikes sponsored all over the state. And in Wethersfield, through the Great Meadows Trust, they're sponsoring some walks in Wethersfield. So we have a couple of different walks that are coming up, and they're listed both on the Connecticut Forest and Parks site and also our town website. And we'll be sending a flyer out to children in Wethersfield in the schools to give them a little more information about the hikes here in town.
Okay.
And we're also part of a group of the Central Connecticut Health District, which is the 4 towns of Newington, Berlin, Wethersfield, and Rocky Hill. They're all sponsoring hikes, and we're all collectively working together on that.
Okay.
So you can do a very flat walk on a nice flat terrain in Newington, which is very accessible to wheelchairs, people who have a little problem walking, but it's nice and flat. So that would make it easy for you. Or you could go to Berlin or Rocky Hill, where it's a little more challenging, or in Wethersfield, where it's going to be down in the meadows.
Sure. So it seems like there's a lot of collaboration between different groups when it comes to programs like this.
Yeah, and it makes it so much nicer because residents have the opportunity. They don't have to just stay in town. They can go and explore other places.
We had someone, I think his name is Jim Woodworth?
Yes, Jim is from the Great Meadows Trust.
Okay, so
Yes.
he would be part of this on that
He's
day.
actually helping to organize the trails in Wethersfield.
Okay, that's very, very cool. The Kini Cooler Concert Series, I know that's a big hit every year.
Yeah, that you always hope for good weather, and that's outdoors right in front of the Kini. The stage is set up, our showmobile is set up right in front, and they have live music for those concerts.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun. It's right down in Old Wethersfield on Main Street.
Yeah, I was curious about that. You call it the showmobile. that has the, it says Wethersfield along the side. How often do you use that during summer events?
Oh gosh, it's probably used probably once a week with things that come up. We use it for those concerts. It starts with the Memorial Day Parade.
Right.
It's the reviewing stand. Graduation for the high school at Cove Park. The concerts in the summer. We'll have a couple other events in the summer. We also use it, our preschool program puts on a little show for the parents at the end of their summer session. We use it for their little program also. So it has a lot of different uses, and we'll also rent it out. So it does go out to other communities.
Okay.
And we just call it a showmobile because it's a portable stage that is on the road.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the coolest thing. You can't miss it. When you're at the Memorial Day Parade, you can't miss the showmobile, you know. Last year, the Teen Theater put on Grease. This year it's, what is it?
The Producers.
The Producers,
Yes.
okay. And how have they been practicing for this? And then by the time the summer comes around, they're ready to put the show on. How does that work?
Yep, they had their auditions about a month ago, and they started their first rehearsals about a week and a half ago. Mm-hmm. So they start slowly learning about the show and reading about it, and now they're starting to actually get into the singing of the songs, the acting. They've cast everybody, so everybody kind of knows their roles. And they've selected an ambitious show, and it's their 25th anniversary year. So they wanted to pick something that really would be a great show to do in town.
Sure, yeah.
So, and it's kids both in Wethersfield and in surrounding towns. So it's open to any kids that want to audition.
How's the turnout for?
Well, they get a great, they probably get about 50 to 60 kids that will audition in any one year.
That's excellent.
And you can always, if you audition and you're interested, you can always be in the chorus. Mm-hmm. And then the roles are assigned based on the talent and your audition.
Okay.
And it's a lot of fun. And that's just the acting side of it. But all the other roles, if you will, the orchestra is all students. The backstage crew, the director, the vocal coach, everything is done by kids. It's probably one of my favorite programs to see because the kids do all the work. They're responsible for the business end. They know they have to make the money to pay for the show, so they have to sell a lot of tickets.
Really? Okay. I didn't know that.
And they do all the business end. They get to pick the show, check for the rights for it. So they have a lot of fun learning about the business end of the theater.
That's excellent. Are you directly involved in that, or is that something that one of your staff members helps run, or how does that work?
That's actually one of the few programs I actually get to work with, and
Okay.
I have a lot of fun with it. The
Yes.
kids are just great because it's their program, and they make all the decisions, and it's fun to watch them because I learn so much from them. Mm-hmm. Hopefully they learn a little from me, but my role is just as to help them. They have adult advisors that work with them on a regular basis, and they make all their decisions, and then they have to work within that.
Sure. Excellent. The police, the National Night Out, I know that we go to that and take footage of that every year, but if you can describe that or talk about that, that comes up on August 6th.
And that's something our police department does in town. They plan it, put it all together, and it's part of a nationwide celebration of the Police Night Out. I always love to go because they usually have a police car. You can see some of their equipment, and they have the police cars there, and they show you all the instruments and things that they have available. And each year the technology gets more and more interesting to see what they have. And they do a real nice job with that, and just have a lot of activities for children. They usually do some type of a hot dog roast there, so you'll get some food and you'll get to talk to the police officers. And they bring in a lot of different groups, too, with them that night. So the park is a hopping place out at Mill Woods.
Right, absolutely. We're big fans of the Wethersfield Police Department here.
Yeah, we're pretty fortunate. We have a great police department.
Absolutely. They help keep us safe. They do such a great job. The annual dog swim. I've never been to that, but I almost want to go now because it just sounds so for someone that loves dogs, it sounds like a great time.
It is a lot of fun. It's one of the funniest events that we do, I think, because we don't usually think of the dog swim is for the dogs. It's not for the people. So the people, they can get their feet wet, but they can't go in the water or go swimming. So it's their dogs that are in the water just having a blast. And we leave the docks in because they get to go in after we close for public swimming. And the docks are in, so some of the dogs are pretty brave, and they'll jump off the docks and dive into the water. And some will just walk in from the shore. And the Millwoods Pond is a perfect setting because it's a sandy beach, and they just walk into the water and swim around. I actually was there one time, and a dog came and had a little life jacket. It was
so cute.
It is, and we get about, if on a good day, if it's nice and sunny, we could have 300 dogs without even thinking about it. But it's spaced out from 10 to 2 or 10 to 3, so they're not all there at once.
Sure.
And they all play with each other. It's the neatest thing. It is a lot of fun, and the dog owners really appreciate it.
Right. That comes up August 17th. Maybe moving from dogs to people, we can talk about the pools, a nice segue there.
Yes. We're hoping always for warm weather.
Right.
But we have 2 outdoor facilities, Willard Pool, which is your standard swimming facility that has 3 pools. It has a wading pool for little children, an instructional pool that's only 3 feet deep. So for teaching swim lessons and things, it's a perfect depth for that. And then the large pool, the diving pool, has the diving board and the lap lane, so you can swim laps or you get to dive in the pool. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. What are the hours for the swimming over the summer? When do the pools open?
The pools will open Sunday, June 23rd at 1 o'clock. That's always the key day. And it's usually the day after school gets out, but because they get out that Monday, we're just opening the day early.
Okay.
So everybody could get that Sunday in. Saturday, the staff will do the training to make sure they're ready to go. And the pools are open in the afternoon from 1 to 5, and then in the evening from 6 to dark. It's usually about 7:30, 8 o'clock, depending on the time of year.
Okay.
And then there's all different swimming times based on adult swimming, family swimming, or just recreational swimming. But that's all on our website, so you could just pop it right up, get all the hours.
And that's wethersfieldct.com.
Yes.
Okay. So what would you say, we talked about activities for kids, swimming. What's there for adults to do that might have some free time over the summer?
There's a lot. We do all our fitness classes during the summer. And it's here at the community center and in the banquet room or the gym or the fitness room, and all those rooms are air conditioned. So you can come in and work out and get fitness. So that's one good thing for adults. We do adult swimming lessons. We have, there's an adult men's softball league. So there's those kind of more active stuff where you want to kind of enjoy the summer and be out or getting some fitness. So we'll do a lot of those activities.
Sure. What about senior citizens? Anything special for them?
Well, their regular schedule goes on over the summer. It's not like much changes. We offer a lot of fitness programs for them. The senior center is open, so their regular activities, it's almost like to them the summer is just another season.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
they'll go through that.
How, I know we have the 9/11 Memorial Sports Center in town. How does the town utilize that over the summer?
During the summer, we have a lot of our summer camps operating out of the building.
Okay.
So the 9/11 Sports Center is great because the camps get to use all the facilities there. Gymnasium, the fitness center, and just last summer, the Keene Foundation was gracious enough to pay for air conditioning the gym.
Okay.
Which made a big plus in the summer activities.
Yeah, that's
Because
right.
it still does get hot. We may have forgotten that it's going to get hot soon, but it's coming.
Right. What a long winter it was, you know. And so any warm weather it just feels so good, you know. Even, you know, actually I would forego the air conditioning in the condo actually for a little bit because it's been so cold, you know. What else can we talk about here about the summer?
Gosh, there's probably an activity out there for whatever your child or you're interested in with Parks and Rec, and even just the facilities alone, just to enjoy them. I mean, if you think about it, we manage the Wethersfield Cove, and that's just a beautiful area to go down. It's just off the Connecticut River. Boating goes on down there, and you can launch your boat and get right out to the Connecticut River. And that's just a really beautiful place just to visit and picnic. So it's not like you have to be active all the time. You could just use the parks to go on a family picnic. And actually, that would lead me into, we also have another group in town that'll be funding a picnic pavilion in Millwoods Park through the Loretta's Dream Foundation.
Okay.
They've been fundraising and will be constructing a picnic pavilion this summer. So that'll be right in the picnic area at Millwoods Park. So that'll really make it nice so that families, after a ball game, you could just go sit there, have supper, bring your picnic, and just have a good time in the park.
Sure. I've talked to George Nakos, who runs that organization on behalf of his daughter who passed away of cancer. She grew up here in Wethersfield, I believe. So they're actually going to go forward and build that this summer. This
summer, yep. Their last fundraiser that they did put them over the top, and we'll be doing that this summer.
That's fantastic.
And we're looking forward to that, yes.
That's excellent. Wow. So maybe one more time we can tell folks how they can, well, you can download this on the website, wethersfieldct.com. If you want to sign up for something, is that done through the website, or do you email somebody or call somebody?
You can register, you can do it online and register as a household. That doesn't take long. There are directions online to do that. Or you can call Parks and Rec and we'll walk you through it. It's pretty easy. Or you can stop in our office. That's never changed. You can always stop in and sign up for any program that you see that you're interested in, or you can mail it in. So you have a variety of ways, and you can always call us, and we can, walk you through some things or give you some ideas if you have questions about programs.
Sure. Excellent. And I did this to you last year, and hopefully you won't be upset with me doing this again. What would be your favorite event on the calendar for the summer?
Wow.
I know. I did this to you last year. I probably told you I wouldn't do it again, but I did it again.
Let's see. I probably have a couple just because, they're always fun to do and you always look at it. The parade's always a highlight, even though that's not quite the summer.
Right.
But I really like that because that's really a community event that brings everyone out, from young children to senior citizens. So that's really special. So that's a really neat thing. Getting into the summer, we have a lot of different events going on, and wow, to pick one, there are a couple of good ones that come up. The Eleanor Wolfe Day at the Nature Center because you get to play with all the animals and things, so that's kind of fun.
Right.
Sometimes I don't deal with the snakes, but I'll at least hold them.
Yeah, I completely understand about snakes, Kathy. Absolutely.
Yeah. And the Teen Theater is celebrating their 25th anniversary with the producers this summer. That'll be special.
Yes.
So those are maybe not my top three, but a couple of the top ones that I always enjoy.
Sure.
I have as much fun, I think, as the people do who come to our special events. It's always a good time.
Absolutely. That's why that makes you a really good director of park and recreation here in the town. Absolutely. Well, Kathy, thanks so much for coming out today. And anything else you want to talk about?
No, you did a nice job. I thought we went through a lot of the activities and facilities here in town, so that's fun. Excellent. Well, thanks so much. If you'd like more information about what's going on in the town of Wethersfield over the summer, you can go to their website, wethersfieldct.com. Thanks for joining me on Around Town. We hope you have a great summer.